Thanks for nothing, Philly. Way to make this not interesting at all. The sweep for New York. A 144-114 final in a closeout game. How you doing? Jalen Brunson, 22 and 6. Deuce had 25 points. He was 7 and 9 from 3. Cat was 17 and 10. Joel Embiid did have 24 points and 5 rebounds. New York, 25 of 44 on threes. I can get all these in there. Philly was 8 of 35. New York tied the record for most threes in a playoff game in NBA history. Also, most points in franchise postseason history. It was unwatchable, honestly. And Charles Barkley said the Knicks have been the second best team in this postseason, other than obviously OKC. And perhaps maybe we need to take them a little more seriously as far as having a parade at some point, Lou. Do we?
We should. Absolutely. I think the Knicks have been one of the best.
Really?
I think the Knicks have been one of the best teams in the postseason. If we're being honest, from whatever they were saying about, you distracted.
Plus 700 for the Knicks? I know. I'm like, wait, I put $1 on that.
Yeah, I definitely would.
Why not?
But yeah, you gotta give.
Shut up, Jalen.
What is it? 700.
700.
Yeah, but you got to give credit where it's due, man. I thought New York Knicks, they played great in the first round. How they closed out Atlanta was a statement, and what they just did to Philadelphia was another statement. You got to give them credit where it's due. They're playing lights out, and they're getting it from every angle, from everybody. It looks like everybody's just bought. Yeah, that was crazy. My bad. But it looks like this is a team that's bought in to the mission, right? Like we were calling for Mike Brown to be fired a month ago, and here we are, and they're playing genius level basketball.
Well, he still might be. There's a lot left to do.
I mean, you'll be stupid to do so. Yeah, you'll be stupid to do so. He looks like the puppet master at this point with the strings that he's pulling. But Philly just didn't show up in this second round. I think they exerted too much energy with trying to get out of the first round against Boston, being down 3-1 and just never showing up to the fight against the New York Knicks. So this team is absolutely rolling. I'll probably say they might be the best team left in the postseason right now.
Damn.
With the Thunder included.
Whoa.
Based on what a 50-point win to close out in a Game 7.
Okay.
And a sweep in round 2.
Okay.
Like if this was the Thunder with those same stats, we'd have gave him the ring already.
I know, but OKC's about to sweep tonight. It's not like...
Well, the Knicks did it first, so I'm going to give them credit.
The scheduling worked out
Knicks did
better.
it first.
I will say this. They're playing unbelievable basketball. They're
real.
getting more productive. And this is without OG, who's been their second best player in the postseason. Obviously, I don't think that's a long-term thing that he's out, but Bridges was great. McBride, Deuce was great. Like, they're getting production from their bench, which we haven't said in years from the New York Knicks. And I think the only reason that we were, or at least I was hesitant on the Knicks in their original series is the Atlanta Hawks were the hottest team in the NBA. They were playing such good basketball. I thought that could be a bad matchup for the Knicks, and they handled it. And obviously it was a tough series, but they got out of that. Philly against Boston just looked like the better team. They looked the more complete team, and then they just looked like a completely different team against the Knicks. And you have to give the Knicks credit. They exposed them. They took it at their weaknesses. They were more efficient. When you shoot the 3-ball like this, it's hard to lose games, and they just were dominant. Jalen Brunson was fantastic. Cat is playing with the sense of urgency that we've wanted him to play with all season long. So, again, are they a title contender? I still think the champs come out of the West, and probably going to be OKC. Spurs now are in a dogfight. I still think the Spurs are the second best team in the playoffs. But the Knicks, you can't overlook what they're doing and how they're playing. And when they're getting this production from their bench, and Jalen Brunson's efficient, and Cat is playing with a motor, Mikal Bridges is scoring the basketball now like he did in the first series. Like, they're a more complete, balanced team than they've ever been, and they look really, really good.
God, I hated watching these.
I want to go back. I want to go back to Mike Brown and coaching. You got to give New York credit because their game plan was ironclad. Their plan was, we're going to make Kelly Oubre beat us. We're going to throw 2 guys at Maxey. We're going to throw 2 guys at Embiid. We're going to rotate off of everybody. We're going to leave Kelly Oubre open. And for a while, he made him pay. The game before last, he had 20-plus points. He was making him play from the 3. But if that's the guy that's going to have to beat you on the offensive end, if I'm New York, I feel really good about that and keeping the ball out of Tyrese Maxey and Embiid's hands. And then you come back in that next game, you have some success with that, and you go do it again, and you get another big 30-point win to move on to the next round. So you got to give credit where it's due. The New York Knicks played lights out, but you got to give credit to Mike Brown as well for having a great game.
And this is fantastic that they get to rest and have time off while OG heals, and now they'll be probably whole by the time this Detroit-Cleveland series finishes up. This is a perfect timing for them to handle their business, not take their foot off the gas, and get Philly up out of there.
The Philly thing, by the way, Is it weird that the one close game was the one that Joel Embiid didn't play in? Like, it just felt like it was a completely different situation? Because this did not look like even close to what we watched play Boston.
It was just it was tough to have him in and out of the lineup, round one and round two, because you are dealing with a runaway train in the New York Knicks. They were rolling. Like, if you win a game 7 by 50-plus points, my confidence is sky high. And so now I feel good about my game plan. I feel good about how we're playing as a team. We're confident. We're ready to roll. We're motivated. And for Philly to not kind of have any consistency in what they were doing, no stability is a better word for that. They didn't have the stability and ever have an opportunity to really be a part of this series in a real competitive way. In New York Knicks, they took full advantage of it. So I wouldn't say that it was weird that the close game was the one that Joel Embiid was out. It's just tough to play that way when you don't have stability and you're looking down the barrel at a team that's ready to roll against any team. Yeah,
it's such a rhythm game, right? Especially in the playoffs. So when you don't know your rotations, your substitutions, you don't know, your coverages on certain things, because they'll even defend differently with Joel in the game, right? Whether they're blitzing a pick and roll, if someone's going under, they kind of catered their entire offensive and defensive schemes towards one guy who's clearly not 100%. We don't know if he'll ever be 100%, but this guy is still a dominant force. So you always want him on the floor, because offensively they guard Philly differently too with him on the floor as opposed to a Bona or a Drummond. Like, the whole game plan from the other team from New York changes with him not on the floor. So again, it's different. I'm not blaming Joel for this. Like, I thought he had a great season. What's interesting to me is, like, I don't want to put you on the spot, like, how many games do you think he played this year?
30.
Yeah, he played 38 games. I thought he played like 60. Like,
why would you think he played?
I don't know. I thought he was more available. I thought and again, he averaged 27, 8, and 4. Yeah. Unbelievable season when he played. And again,
that's the stability piece. You had Paul George go out for an extended period of time.
He missed 25 with the suspension. So, like, this is what I'm talking about with Anthony Davis. Like, you just kind of factor in the time missed.
Bruh.
You got to factor in time missed for Joel. So,
but why? Why do I have to do? Why do I have to pay somebody $55 million and then factor in that you're not available?
They did that.
They did that, and this is my argument every time. And they're about to do it again with a.
Well, you can't knock him for signing the contract.
I'm not knocking him. I'm knocking front offices. They're about to do it.
When he's on the floor, he's worth it.
When he's on the floor, 38 games.
That's a big win.
That's brutal.
That's a big win. But again, we've been dealing with this for a couple seasons now with Joel Embiid. Remember how we flubbed last season with the Sixers when he came out and said he was on load management before the season even started. So this season, we didn't hear any of that stuff. He played in the games that he was available in, and he was pretty good. Give him credit. But again, when we start talking about stability and talking about teams gearing up for a postseason run, and then you get into it, when you have Boston that first round, and you go down 3-1, and you got to fight like hell to get there, and then you do it. You know how much emotion and energy that you exert trying to get there. And then you just got another team that's equally as good sitting there waiting for you. And I just think because of that, they just never was able to get into this series.
Well, here's what really grinded my gears over the weekend.
Grinded it?
I thought, Philly, you were a serious sports town. It turns out you're not. You're a sham. You're a fraud. And here's Tyrese Maxey talking about all the Knicks fans. No, I'm going to say it. Go ahead. Show, Tyrese. Speak.
Well, we got to put a stop to it as a team. Like, winning these games, that's what's going to make, our fans, like, louder than theirs or whatever. I don't know how to keep them out. I don't know the logistics of it. But, it does suck. I can't even lie.
No, I'm with him.
He's not wrong.
So loud for Knicks fans in there.
No. Y'all got to listen to me on this one.
Stop.
7 years in Philadelphia. If you don't compete, I'm for sure selling these tickets to somebody else that wanna come in here if you don't compete. So what Tyrese Maxey said is right. Knowing your team, knowing your city. You know San Antonio, you know what's gonna fly and what ain't gonna fly. With the way that this team was playing, blowouts and all of that, when you get down 3-0 and all, listen, the fans, I don't care about the floor seats and I'm selling these tickets. So to his point, in Philadelphia, you got to win those games. You got to compete at a high level. This respect is going to go both ways. This support is going to go both ways. Make it worth my while to take the time and take the energy to come down here to support you guys. That's just the way that town gets down. So I didn't love it. I didn't love the fact that New York was so loud in there. But at that point, your team is already down 3-0. I hate the look, but I'm telling you about how the town. That's
how it goes. Like, there's always going to be Knicks, Celtics, Lakers, and Warriors fans on the
always.
Always. And again, it is the players on the 76ers' job to win the fans over respect, and you have to win big games and you have to compete for championships. They did not do that this year. I don't care if it was the Orlando Magic right now sweeping them. The Philly fans would be booing them on their home court. So I think it's more about them. Yeah, the Knicks fans travel, they're everywhere. But even if this was another if this was Atlanta sweeping them, those Philly fans would still be booing them.
But there are arenas where